Happy Tuesday, everyone. How's everyone doing? We are live from the Flow Studio, and we want to thank you for being here with us once again. We have an exciting live for you guys today. We are going to go over so many information, and we also have a special guest that we're going to introduce in a little bit. And of course, Mark and John are going to join us from location, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys stay for the entire thing. First off, please give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you can hear us. First of all, because that's what's important. That's very important, right? That you guys can hear us. So if you can hear me, give us a thumbs up, leave us in the chat. Second thing, please, if it's your first time joining the live, thank you. We appreciate it. Let us know where you're watching from. Introduce yourself to the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. And if it's your first time, like I mentioned, welcome. My name is Danny. We have Sam here.
Woo.
And right off the bat, we have a new team member here joining us. We have Layla that's going to be here. Oh, wrong there. Nope. Where's she at? There she is. There you go. Everybody, let's give a round of applause for Layla for being here. And again, give yourself a round of applause for being here as well. So
Hey,
it
I
sounds
had
like
that ready pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right?
So it looks. I see a few thumbs up. So I think we are good in the audio. So again, thank you guys there for confirming that. So I do appreciate it. But again, welcome. I hope you're having a great Tuesday and a great start to your week. Again, we're so excited to be here. We thank you guys again for being here another week. It's going to be fun. A lot of stuff to go over. Like I mentioned, if it's your first time, please let us know. We go live every Tuesday here on our channels. We're on YouTube, TikTok, our Facebook group, and Instagram. So, buenas tardes, ¿cómo están todos? Espero que todos estén bien. Feliz martes. Gracias por estar aquí. Tenemos un exciting live para usted. Vamos a usar los decanters hoy. Ya va a venir el Día del Padre también. Solo vamos a estar dando idea. Vamos a tener a Mark y a John ahorita. Tenemos a alguien especial también que nos va a ayudar en el live en un ratito. So, muchas cosas que van a pasar en el live otra vez en este live. So, gracias otra vez por todos están aquí. So, again, should be a lot of fun. I hear something clicking in my ear. So, real quick, before we get to the crafting, what?
That means one of our special guests.
One of our special guests is here already, right? All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through this real quick. That way we can get to the crafting part and we can introduce our special guest. But like I mentioned, right off the bat, the live today, knowing you can see in the back kind of a little bit where we have our decanter set, knowing that Father's Day is around the corner. We're going to show you guys, give you guys some ideas. We're going to have Mark and John on location again, showing you guys something pretty cool, actually. It's the first time that we are doing this remotely from a different location. So it should be a lot of fun. We hope that everything we did try sound check earlier, and we were able to see them and hear them. So hopefully that continues during the live.
Yeah, someone had mentioned sound issues, but I think it might have just been like the sound was figuring itself out.
Okay.
Because they left and came back and it sounds good. And I just checked and it sounds good to me.
Okay.
But I will say a lot of people are doing it already, but let's all make sure we're saying where we're from. Like, where are you guys chatting in from today?
Awesome. Great. So again, just to clarify, thumbs up if you can hear me and if you guys can hear us. If we're good, perfect. Like I mentioned, we have a new team member here in the social department. We got Layla.
Social world.
The social world. We got a new team member. We have Layla here. So please in the chat, give everybody give us a little applause there. She's going to be helping us here in a big way. So we appreciate her joining the team with us here. Another thing that I want to mention before we get to the crafting part is thank you guys for yesterday. Thank you guys for joining in the town hall. For you guys that were there, we had a town hall with the affiliates. I think we had over 20 plus, I think, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I not quite remember what was the number, but we went over a lot of information. We even saw some new things that are in the way, and we even got teased with some stuff that he didn't even say what it was. Like no idea what he was talking about. So you know how John is, but yeah, he did let us know that there is stuff coming along. And again, we thank you guys to all the affiliates who joined us there. Don't you worry though if you missed the meeting. There is going to be a recap by the end of the week. I think Sam did send out a email yesterday letting people know about that. And again, a full recap will be there available for you guys at the end of the week. Yes. You have something, Sam?
Yeah, so I was going to say, so for anyone who was or was not here during the town hall yesterday, I will say that John said that if you push him, he might tell you. So if you guys see him later today,
you might get something out of him. You just might. Yeah. So again, push them to the max. And again, when the guys are here, remember, you guys always, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. They're all about the information. They're all about sharing it. So if you have questions, whether it's regarding the decanters or other products, past lives, please ask away. And speaking of this live, can we say what the live product is for the giveaway, or not the giveaway, but the sale?
No.
Or not
Warning,
yet?
No.
proceed with caution. The thoughts and
Cool,
views
that's
that
mine.
these individuals have or speak
Give me
on.
1 second. How did that turn on?
I don't know. It's off now.
No, you got to stop it because I think it's still going to be playing. Go to my thing. Go to that one and just close that one out. Yeah, just close it out. Yeah.
Okay, done.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, so
I'm
yeah,
glad you knew what that was. So everybody in the chat, they are ready to be pushing John. They're
Great.
so excited for it.
Awesome.
Joe brought his whole family to push John together. So thank you for doing that, Joe. And then they can hear you in Oregon, Kentucky, Texas, all around the world, basically. So
great,
you're doing
awesome,
great.
Good. We just want to make sure that it's working properly. That way, you guys don't miss any information along the way. So perfect. What else? Don't forget also this Thursday. New podcast episodes of Marc and John Making with Purpose will be available for you guys. So if you guys weren't aware, Marc and John have a podcast. You can go ahead and check out those latest episodes on their YouTube page, also on Spotify and Apple. Go subscribe to them. A lot of great episodes that have been filmed in the past. If you missed them, go recap yourself and go watch them. But we do have a new episode dropping from them this week. Also, we have one in Espanol. Hecho Corazón, we have a new episode with Genesis, our special guest this Thursday. That's going to be live on our YouTube Spanish channel. Gracias, Genesis. Genesis va a estar con nosotros este jueves a las 3 de la tarde con el nuevo episodio de Hecho Corazón. Va a ser la invitada especial. Nos va a decir de todo. No se los olvide. Y también van a tener la oportunidad de ganarse un gift card de 100, 100,
sí,
de $100. Si se participan, vayan a inscribirse, no se los vayan a olvidar. What's up? You got something?
Catherine joined on. She said she's excited to see her friend Josh and, of course, us. And then Victoria said, yes, proceed with caution because you'll be learning all sorts of new things. That just cracked me up. That's why I laughed earlier. And John said he left the live, but I don't think that's true.
That's okay.
He'll be back.
He'll be back in no time. You say his name 3 times, he appears again, just like a genie. All right. Lastly, I'm going to talk about trade shows. We are going to be in August, in Texas in August, at the end of August, for the next laser level conference in Texas. That was a hard one for me.
That's not it at all.
No?
Next level. No, it's MakerCon.
Oh, they switched it.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, they did switch it. But yes, we're going to be in Texas at the end of August. But not only that, we are working on some online conference as well that we have, I think, found out today. We have 3 of them that we are going to be part of in the next couple of weeks, months. So keep an eye on that as well. So if you haven't actually signed up for our newsletter, make sure you do. You can go to makerflow.com and sign up there, and don't miss out any information or an opportunity to see any of us, because I know how much you guys love that. But yeah, anyways, I am done. So I think we should get to the main part of the live.
Yeah,
and
let's bring on a guest.
Let's bring on our guest. So real quick, it was a pleasure. We have met with our special guest a few times now. The last one was in Vegas, and it was a lot of fun. And we are glad that he has the opportunity to be here with us today and talk about a little bit about our decanters and what he does with them. And you'll be so blown away with the stuff that he does with them. So let's bring him on. Josh, everybody in the chat, please welcome Josh here. Let's give him a round of applause for being here. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Again, thank you. We appreciate you being here, taking time out of your time. And obviously you had a little thing going on last night, but it was resolved, and we knew that wasn't going to stop you. You were going to figure out how to make this happen. So we appreciate all the hard work.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, to catch everyone up. So we were up here prepping last night. We're on our way up here, and we showed up, and we had no electricity. So today's been fun.
I bet. But it's solved. It's in the past. So now let's move forward. And real quick, for someone that has been hiding under a rock that doesn't know who you are and what you do, please give us a little information about yourself. where are you from, the stuff that you do, and yeah, take it over.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm Josh Perry from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I am the founder and owner of Perry Design. We are a design company specializing in elevated gifting. And we've been at it for about a year and a half now. We have UV printing. We have about 7 lasers here now, Sandblaster, and we're actually about to upgrade our Sandblaster to a 3.0 because we found out that glass is kind of our thing. So yeah, we've been to APA twice now. That has been a really, really, I would say, game changer for us just because of the connections we've made. Next Level Maker Conference, that was incredible this last year. Can't wait to be back this year. And then all the webinars, you have Laser Maker Con and the new Ink Fest coming up. So yeah, all the the community is the reason why we're here today and why our business is doing well.
So let's talk a little bit about APA. I mean, you had a big APA this year, and I mean that was awesome. And congratulations, by the way. So
thank you.
Share that a little bit with your experience at what happened at APA, and what did you end up going home with?
So our first year was 2025, so about a year, almost a year and a half ago, and we had been in the business a month, and I just thought, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it the right way, go make connections. But my main focus there was to really go in with UV printing. But I decided that I was going to buy the ticket for the award ceremony and showed up at the award ceremony, just checking it out. And one of the awards was the gold, I can't even say it, the gold award. And I remember sitting there and I thought one day that would be so cool to be able to be a recipient of that. And 1 year later, we were awarded this year, 2026, the Retailer of the Year for the 2025 year. So it was for small business. It was insane. We're still kind of on a high from it.
I mean, listen, you're putting it out there, right? You put it out there in the universe, and look what happens. And I mean, again, congratulations! It was awesome to see you walk away with that. And again, it's inspiring, right? So someone whoever's watching this live right now may be in the same spot where you were a year ago, right? And you're saying it yourself. It could happen. I know it's gonna be hard work, right? Dedication, consistency, and all the stuff that we've talked about in the past, right? It takes all that, but it could happen. If it happened, it happened to you. It could happen to me. It could happen to anybody, as long as you have that drive and that consistency and that willing. I mean, why not be the next person who's watching this live, right?
Absolutely, anyone can do it. A lot of fun fact about myself is that I'm actually a 22-year-old veteran I'm a hair colorist. I've been a salon owner for 22 years, and a lot of people are like, "So when did you quit doing hair to do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, this last week I worked 6 days in the salon and then 7 here." So yeah, just hard work, and just having, setting goals, short term, long term, all of that. I mean, you just gotta figure out what you want and go for it.
Absolutely. I mean, well said. Like I said, it was amazing. It was great to. I mean, we met you last year in Texas. I mean, yeah. So the fact that we're almost there again, and all this has happened within that year, amazing, and it's great. And again, it's the hard work of dedication that you put into it. So again, congratulations to you, and keep doing what you're doing. You're obviously doing something right, and you're killing it. I think we have a question. Yes, Sam?
No questions yet, but you guys feel free to ask them if you have them. So far, you've been getting nothing but love from the crowd, Josh. You've got a lot of friends in the audience. We got Kendra on here. We got Catherine on here. And then a lot of people that are here just to learn from you. So they're really excited for this. And honestly, I'm very excited. So
thank you. See, you were saying that it was all about me and my hard work, but honestly, it has taken a village and a community for everyone. I mean, the knowledge that we have gained as a company from, I mean, you just mentioned Catherine, Kendra, Alexis, Samita, John and Marc have been amazing mentors for me as well. And shout out to my buddy Braden. He is my sandblasting mentor. And I mean, just it's everyone. I mean, family, friends, Shadra. Can't see her, but she's gonna be handing me stuff throughout this whole thing. But yeah, it takes a village. It's not one person. It's it takes everyone.
And just to piggyback a little bit off what you were saying, like that's what's so great about this community, right? It's so opening, it's so helpful. I don't think we've ever met someone so far that has been like, I can't help you with that, or no,
Right.
I can't share that with you, or it's awesome. It's been great, and everybody that we've talked to or we have reached out to has been so open arms and has been so helpful. And so I think that's great, and I think that just speaks words of this community, that it's no one's trying to gatekeep. There's rooms for everybody, right? There's room to grow with it, as not only individually but as a community, and I think it's amazing. So the fact that all these, everybody that you just mentioned has been along the ride, not only with you but with us as well. It's been awesome. So again, we appreciate it, and we love being part of this community. And again, MakerFlow is always has been, and the main goal is to actually reach out and help, right, in any way that we can, whether it's introducing someone or teaching, or even these lives, right, giving inspiration to small businesses, right, of knowing, okay, what's coming up next. Oh, Father's Day. Well, what can I do? Well, this is what the lives are for. We do
Yep.
these for that purpose, right? And then we want to bring in knowledgeable, people that are incredible with their crafting, like you, and inspire these people or answer any type of questions that they might have.
Yeah, the gatekeeping, that's old school. We don't do that anymore. Losers.
We have questions. I think we have a question.
Yeah, you do have questions now. So you opened yourself up to it. They're asking if they can also get like hair and color advice. They're asking good shampoo for gray hair. And there's also like a little bit of what's sandblasting. So we're partially on the right track here.
That's
Orbe
funny.
is my go-to. That's my product line. If you ever heard of Orbe, you're in good hands.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. See, hey, wanted information, you got it.
Yeah.
Wanted an answer, you got it. But we're here for the sandblasting. So
Yep.
let's speak about sandblasting and what exactly is that, the process, how long have you been doing it, and the type of products that you actually have used it with.
Yep. Okay, so you want to jump into it? Here we go.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. So just a little backstory about sandblasting, how we got started. The first year that we were at APA, like I said earlier, we were really hyper focused on UV printing. So we just did some classes with PDS. Susan Cox and I, we became great friends that year, and I mean, we ended up getting the logo jet, and it's been great. But every day that I went to the APA Expo, I went to all these different things. But I remember walking past this machine over here. I think you
That
have
machine was so cool.
and I thought it was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It's just a big metal box. And so I never stopped and gave it any, time of day. And I remember I had a few hours to kill before I had to go to the airport that Friday. And I was like, what's the one thing? Oh yeah, I need to go sandblast. So I'll do a cup. I don't care. And I went down there, and my Vegas cup that I blasted that day, that is my like whiskey glass that I use all the time now. But I thought that was such a cool experience, not only the sandblasting, but the experience that I got from touching it. Because I think that we get so caught up on the visual aspect of things, but part of the experience is touch. And so to be able to like here's a bottle I did. So to be able to like actually interact with the substrate, and I mean it's a cool aspect. So I was like, I think I really want this. When I first got into lasering, I remember there was a lot of advertisement, and I'm gonna just call this out now. You're welcome, Catherine. But it drives me insane because all these manufacturers are like, yeah, we can do glass. My laser can do glass. The difference is being able to do glass versus like truly like produce a really quality piece of glass is the difference between some lasers and a sandblaster. I mean, if we're talking about UV laser, yes, great quality and everything, but I'll leave that there. But I wanted to elevate that quality and make sure that my guest with elevated gifting, they got exactly that.
No, and that's amazing. I know you said you're going to stop it right there. I will say on our side of it, so we do have a lot of machines here that we play with, right? So one of the machines that we got, we were super excited. We're like, oh, it's a new machine. It's like a higher wattage. Amazing. everything like we've tried with it, like the settings just aren't quite right. And then the more we've looked into it, like people just aren't using it for glass because that's not what it's for. Like, yeah, it can technically do that, but not all lasers are designed for that. So like you're gonna get shoddy results at best.
Yeah. So I mean, just I mean, if you guys have ever just like clapping emoji, we'll say that clapping emoji. If you've ever got a piece of glass and you put it in a machine and to the touch, it was like really kind of rough. Just shoot out some like clapping emojis. Okay. The reason why that is because when you're talking about a diode and a CO2, that laser is doing to the glass, there's a chemical reaction happening that is shattering the glass on the surface, and so you're not getting that smooth, feel that a lot of people desire. With sandblasting, what that's doing is actually carving out layer by layer of the glass. Therefore, you can touch it and it's smoother to the touch. So there is a difference between what lasers can do for glass and what the sandblaster can do.
Absolutely.
And there's not like a right or wrong. It's what is the end result that you desire? Who is your audience? Who is your recipient? For us, because we do a lot of corporate gifting and we do a lot of elevated gifting, we just wanted to make sure that we had the best quality gifts for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that's right on the nail. You got to think about what is the end goal of my project, like what is the desired effect, and then you got to figure out like what machine can do that, right?
Right. So I think the first thing that we need to determine is what the difference is between acrylic and glass. So whenever I see this, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I want that, chunk of glass." And like, how do you tell the difference between what this is and this is, right? So with a really easy way to think about it is the sound. So whenever I pick up a piece of acrylic, you can tap it. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it has kind of a lower, deeper little tap.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then with glass, it has a higher pitch.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So you can tell by the sound, but the other way to determine is that glass is actually 50% heavier. So even though that this block is, twice the size of this is still, the piece of glass is actually still heavier than the acrylic. So the reason why that's so important is because when we talk about treatments and different things later with because we're going to, brief on UV, but what happens is the acrylic has a really porous surface. So when you're talking about UV printing or anything, you have like this textured surface. So whenever the ink comes in, it has something to actually bond onto. Okay, but with glass, it has a really silky smooth surface and it's non-porous. So if you guys have ever UV printed or anything on glass and you're like, it doesn't stay. I can literally do the scratch test and it comes right off, or I put it in the dishwasher and it lasted 2 washes because we have to have something to actually adhere to it. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. So go ahead. Did you have a question?
I think we've got a couple of questions. Layla,
Okay.
What are the questions so far?
So we have a couple of people asking, so what is the sand type and who are you promoting this product to?
Those are good questions. Did you hear that?
No, sorry.
So just saying, what is the sand type that you're using, and then who is the primary person you're promoting these products to?
Where did my bag go? Oh, is it up there? Hold on one second. I'm going to grab it.
And while we're waiting, feel free to drop in any kind of questions you guys have. We'll get them over to Josh. He is the man with the plan.
All right. So it's actually not sand. It's called black silicone carbide. And it comes in a big bag like this.
Wow.
Cool about this is that there's different numbers on it. So if you ever do sandblasting, they'll say, okay, what do you want? Do you want 150 grit? Do you want 180, 220? So the lower the grit, the larger the molecule is, or the sand is. And the higher it is, the smaller it is. So if we're talking about like fine details and everything, we want to go more of a 180, 220. And then if you're talking about doing like bricks and, more something that takes a little more, you want to go with the lower, like the 150. But you can also see, and then it's just messy as can be. But that's the other thing with sandblasting, you'll get a lot all over you. So yeah, it's actually the silicone carbide.
Oh, cool.
And then the audience, and my audience, is that what the question was?
Yeah, who's your primary target for these products?
So we do a lot of corporate gifting. So we work with a lot of corporations on, I guess, uh, pretty much their guest. So we do a lot of stuff for like their employees, but like they do a lot of gifting themselves. And so we kind of act as like that promotional company to them to send out to like their top clients, whether it be like the MakerFlow decanters or glasses. Um, we haven't really tapped into like the wedding stuff right now, but we're waiting on that. That's a kind of a very specific region of glass. One thing that we're doing, we actually leave for Carmel on Thursday, Carmel by the Sea. We will be out there meeting with like vineyards and tasting room owners to talk about getting our glass out in Napa and Carmel by the Sea.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. And then we had another one come in, Layla?
Yeah, we have two more.
Two more.
So is the sand reusable, and how much does a quality sandblasting machine cost?
Okay, all great questions. So what happens, let me just show you a little bit on the machine. What happens is you have the sandblasting machine, and this will shoot out of here. Okay, it'll go down in this little pot. Once it goes here, it cycles in, gets rid of the bad, and then it cycles the good part of it back in. So it's not 100% recyclable, but the good parts of it is recyclable, and so you can use it for quite a while. The other cool part about it is the higher quality machines. That's one reason why I'm upgrading, is because the 180 grit can actually reproduce to like it'll break down to like a 220 and be usable. On the 2.0, the 220, it doesn't produce the 220, it just basically dumps it. So
Okay.
yeah, so some of it's reusable. And then if I like nerd out on you guys too much and you're like, what is he talking about? Just like be like, Josh, tone it down.
Josh, so far everyone is still here and they are very attentive to what's
Okay.
going on. We have never showed them anything like this. So
Yeah.
the audience, myself, we're just like, we're waiting. We're like, what's up? What's up?
So and then the other question was
Will you repeat that other question, Layla?
How much does a quality
Oh.
sandblasting machine cost?
So quality sandblasting machine, I personally have the Iconics, but in my opinion, there's two main players in our industry, and that is Iconics and Resist. Both have been around for 30 plus years. They're amazing. Both of the sales teams on both, absolutely amazing. You're going to spend on average around $8,000 to $12,000 for a quality machine. Big question that I get a lot is, there's this local, oh my gosh, what is that called? There's like a local place, like a home, not a Home Depot, but anyways, they sell sandblasting machines. You're not going to get the quality because you talk about like when I was talking about the pot and it recycles and it like
Mhm.
filters, you're not going to get that with those lower end machines. And if you do, it's just you're not gonna have the longevity like you're gonna have here. Plus the support of Iconics is just unmatched. I have everyone's cell phone and like they're FaceTiming me and like saying, okay, tweak this, unscrew this. Okay, let me look at it. They're amazing.
And I will say too, that's probably like, I know you said you walked by and you're like, ooh, that machine's ugly. But when I walked by at AP, I was like, wow, that's really cool. I wish I had some time to figure out what they're doing in there.
Yeah.
But I will say that is a perk of being at APA is they have it to where you can actually test it out, right?
Yes. Yep. And that was the very first glass I ever did. It literally said Las Vegas 2025. And whenever I tell you I use it, probably too often, but I do. That's my whiskey glass at home.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, cool. Any other questions that have come in, Layla?
John asks, can you sandblast you can sandblast rocks, right?
Yes, bricks, rocks, basically any solid surface that acrylic is tricky, but yeah, glass, rocks, about anything.
That's really cool. That's really
Yeah, you
cool.
can even do the MakerFlow cups. not going to give too much away because I know Sam, I was supposed to have my videos ready, but I will. But one of the things I'm doing was a sandblasting cup. So
Don't worry, you're not alone in being late to the party, and it's going to be a fun party when everyone gets there. Don't worry about it.
enjoy Alexa. I sound like Alexis.
All right.
So
I saw a
walk me.
few more questions come in too.
Okay.
Where does one go to buy one of these machines?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Iconics, and what that is just iconics.imaging.com. You can, Darren, Brandon, Peter, those are all amazing salespeople. Peter's the manager, but Iconics, and it's spelled IKONICSIMAGING.com. Iconics.imaging.com. But tell them that Josh sent you, and they will make sure that you are absolutely just set up for success. And if you guys have it, if you end up getting a machine, add me on Instagram because you guys can ask me anything. I don't mind walking you through it, helping you set it up, anything.
That's
Happy to
awesome.
do it.
And do you know where that company is based off of? I see that that's another question they're asking.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
That's where
Yes,
that's where their
US.
home base is, but the machines I believe are stored in California.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did we catch all of them, Layla?
One more question.
One more, okay.
What other equipment do you need besides the machine?
Great question. So a compressor. And it's really important that you get a compressor because just because it's a large gallon doesn't mean it has the proper PSIs to complement the machine. So it's important that you get with like your sales rep, whether it's Darren, Brandon, Peter, and ask them exactly what type of compressor that you're going to need. So if you spend $8,000 on a sandblaster, just know that you're going to pay about $700, $800, depending where you're living, for shipping. And then you're going to spend probably about another $1,000 on a compressor. So that's why I say 8 to 12. It really depends. 6, 7. Just kidding. I had to.
Well, I mean,
I had to.
Well, it makes if Ashley were here, or if she's still here, I'm sure she loved that. But I was gonna say too, for everyone who's in the chat, a lot of people are laser engravers already. So
Yeah.
having like an outside machine that you need to kind of make sure everything's the air is clean, things like that, like a purifier, we're all used to. So a compressor, it's just another add-on that you need for this machine.
Correct.
Cool.
Yep. Other than that, I mean, once you have the compressor, the machine, I mean, you just need glass and materials to ruin.
That's where we
So,
come in.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's
All right.
cool. Yeah, they are laughing at 6, 7. Okay, so I was gonna ask, did you want to maybe show a little
Yes.
bit of what that's like?
Love to. So let me give you just a short rundown on kind of, because I know this is going to come up like, well, how did he even get there? What is he using?
Yeah.
So the first thing is prep. So we need to talk about like what to use. And Iconics has some amazing films that we're going to use. So if you are a non-laser user, okay, we have 2 films that you can use. One is called Rapid Mask. It's going to be this really dark green. And what you're going to do is going to print off onto, oh my gosh, this is all sticking together. So I just printed this on my inkjet printer. You're going to print this on the sheet, which this will come with the little kit. You're going to layer those on top of each other. And then if you'll hand me the exposure. So then we're going to stick this in our ultraviolet exposure unit. And what this is going to do is going to create an image. I don't know if you can see this through that, but barely. I need a little more exposure on that one. But that is going to create your template just by doing that. And that will be ready just to put on the glass and get going. I am not a personal fan of the Rapid Mask for a lot of production because the actual film, it just doesn't grip like the rest of them do. Okay, the other one that you can do, same thing, you're going to print this off with your inkjet printer. And this is called photoresist, and it is a blue film. You're going to put that on top of it. You're going to do your ultraviolet. The difference is when this comes out, you actually have to go get like a power washer, and you're going to power wash the negative space out of it. Then you're going to let this hang dry for about 7 to 10 minutes. And then this will be ready, and these will make a lot of different templates.
Oh, cool.
These are a lot of fun. I like these. Now, if you have a laser, there's different options. The first one is going to be laser black. It is going to be one of the newer films that Iconics carries. This is going to be designed for diode lasers. Not one of my favorites right now. And the reason why is because it doesn't have as much sticky intact. Now, I did talk to Darren. He said that maybe in the first couple, they had like a bad batch. So Darren, I'm waiting for my new one so I can see if I love it.
Well,
All
Darren,
right.
if you're here, I'm still waiting.
Yeah. I told the guys, I was like, Brandon, tell everyone I'm on live tonight. All right. My personal favorite is the laser tape. Laser tape is going to be about this color. It's kind of like a blue-green. What I like about this one is I can use this on my diode laser. I can use this on my CO2 laser. And let me clarify this. On the lasering, the only one, actually, let me hold this real quick. The laser tape, it's not going to go through the glass. So if you make a mistake with the laser tape, and this is why I love it so much, if I make a mistake with the settings that I have on my diode, then I can literally just rip that off and start over, and my glass is not affected. So it gives you room to make mistakes. The next one is
Awesome.
called Blazer Orange. Blazer Orange was made for CO2. Now, this is why I had to stop myself a second ago because I didn't want to get too far ahead. So the Blazer Orange, which is cool about this, the difference is you're going to use this in your CO2 machines, but you can go through the glass with this because the CO2 is going to be a lot more powerful. So I can use this as a guide and then take this over to, or like a template and use it in the Sandblaster. Or if I like the results from the CO2, I don't, then I can sandblast it after. Last and not least, we have laser thick. Laser thick. We had a question earlier about rocks or bricks or anything. So laser thick is going to be a thicker type of film that is going to be able to adhere and for the stronger substrates like stone. So that's a prep. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to wrap our glass. So we literally just take the film off of this. Pretty easy. You're going to take it straight off. Okay, wrong end. I get another one. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to take it straight off. You can see the negative space on it. I'm literally just going to apply that here. Take my squeegee, go on both sides. I want to make sure that I have it really sealed on the side. And there's another carrier sheet on top of this that I'm just going to kind of flick that carrier sheet until it comes up.
Oh, I know all about that from the tumbler bar.
Yes. There we go. All right, there it is. Maybe. This one might have had too much humidity on it today. Anyways,
Well, while
so
you're doing that
that's the
too-
end result.
We did have a couple questions come in. One, they were asking, are any of those products reusable?
No. Once you sandblast, then you have to dispose of it.
It's like a one and done kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then they're asking if the products will be listed somewhere. That's a great question and a good call out. So maybe I'll work with you after this and we can
Perfect.
put a little list in the YouTube link. So not right now, but if you come to the YouTube link, probably tomorrow-ish, we'll have the links with all of the stuff Josh is talking about. And like if you have affiliate links, we can throw those in there too so that we make sure that you're getting, credit for where credit's due.
Perfect.
Awesome. And then did I miss anything else, Layla? That's all I saw with my glasses.
How expensive are those various films?
Got it. How expensive are those films?
They do vary, and it depends on the sizes. So will you hand me that box right there of Rapid?
These are all great questions, by the way. I can tell everybody's like
Awesome
really
questions.
engaged. That's awesome.
It is important because I had no idea what I was walking into, and then I was like, all right, well, there goes another 250. There goes, yeah. So great questions.
Oh, well, I'm here
So
now.
you can get individual sheets like this, which depending on which film it is, I mean, that ranges from like 92 to like 135-ish for sheets. And then you can go all the way as large as rolls. And then we hand me the laser black. You can even get half the size. So it really depends on the size, but these can get up, like the Blazer Orange, like the really, really large one is $1,100.
Okay.
So, but it's huge. This one was, I believe, 250, 300. But it'll last you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All I see is Catherine and that group. Just what are they saying? Are they? I can't tell if it's in the Instagram or on text. All right.
They want to know where your salon is. What else did they say?
Also Oklahoma.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions coming in for sure.
All right. So once we have the film on, we just want to make sure that there's no air bubbles behind it. Even though that is clear, there's still some sort of like cast over it. So we just take this handy dandy tool that you'll get with your sandblaster, and we don't need it to be aggressive, but what we want to do is just guide it over, and that is just going to kind of pop any type of bubble that we have. The reason why is because once we start blasting, the blasting is really intense. And if there's any air bubble, what can happen is called a liftoff. And that's when the air gets underneath the film and that will blow it out. Anytime that you have the sand, we'll call it today, anytime we have the sand hit glass, it's like that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna mark it, and there's no unmarking. Once you have liftoff, I mean, it's funny because I have a pile of glass over here that we had, and I thought about like taking it all to like one of those rage rooms and just like doing like a little film on me raging on my glass.
Yeah.
So then once we have that, the important part is see how much glass is exposed on the sides. This is going to be, a weak area because we don't want something called overspray. If it oversprays over here, you're going to have like these little streaks. And you actually go get one. There's one on the counter over there or the shelf. And you're going to have these streaks. Well, no one wants a glass that looks beautiful like this. You can turn it like this. And there's just like a random line. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we mask the glass like this. So what I'm doing is I'm sealing down the edges of the film, making sure there's not going to be any liftoff. And then also, at least on the sides, to where whenever I sit there and the nozzle hits the glass, all we have is the actual stencil that we're using. So I'm going to try to make you see this. So this was one that we did for a company based in Hawaii. It was a really fun glass on the inside. We did like some bottom engraving or blasting. But if you turn on the side, do you see where my tape was?
I see.
Right there. So this glass, done. But
To the rage room.
the right drum. All right. All right, decanters. So let me show you this real quick and then we'll get going. I'm actually going to show you guys. Let's see if I know how to flip this thing. Am I allowed to flip this thing? Is that a thing?
You should be able to.
Okay. I am not good at this stuff.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Let me go here. All right. So we have set up our X Tool F1 right now. Okay. So our F1 is here. We have from Alive Pixel, their Whiskey Rocks glass holder, which fits perfectly with the MakerFlow cups, the glasses. It's balanced, it's ready, and we are going to do this awesome MakerFlow logo for image. And we're going to lower this down. I know we're going to ask for settings, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there right now. My settings for this. Go
Listen
ahead.
up. Settings time.
All right. My settings are power 95, speed is 200, lines per centimeter is 220, and my passes, I'm doing 2 passes. And this one glass is going to take about 5 minutes. This is the downfall of using the diode versus like a CO2 or doing the washout film. It's going to take longer. So in this instance, if you were like, hey, I have 200 of these, I would say maybe invest in a UV laser or just do the washout, like the photoresist and sandblast from there.
Awesome.
Yeah, we learned it the hard way the first time. Yeah, 4 a.m. was ugly. All right. All right, so while that's going, we're also going to go over to our X-Tool P3, our CO2 laser, and we're going to show you. Go ahead.
So they want those settings added to the YouTube as well. So we will make sure that that happens. And I'll double check our settings in MakerFlow Pro. If we don't have them there, we'll get them uploaded there too. But yeah, you've got people in here hoping. Oh, it's John. He wants to know that if there's a camera inside the blaster.
No, but you can. I can set it outside, and you guys can watch it being blasted.
Awesome. I
Okay.
feel like inside of a sandblaster is not a safe place for a camera.
No, I would have no screen. It would just be a frosted screen.
Right?
Oh, that's okay, actually. Yep. Let's just put that back in. Will you take the nozzle off of the laser? Thank you. All right. So while she's setting that up, we have this bad boy going. I don't know if you can see that.
That's cool.
So the important part about this type of glass, I wish I would have done a bad one for you guys, but we want to make sure that there's no green residue on the negative space that we're going to be sandblasting. We want it to be all the way down to the clear. Yes. Give me just 1 second. I love it that we just have like a crash in my P3 as we're live. That was amazing. You guys didn't know it, but I just called myself out.
That's okay. It happens, right?
I
At
love
least
it.
your P3 is set up. Mine's still in a box. So
Well, that's like my Mirror 9. I'm like,
you
it's
understand.
just sitting there. All right. It's okay.
And I think we got
All
a question. Go ahead, Layla.
Can this be used on white tiles?
Can this be used on white tiles?
Yes.
I
Yep.
don't see why not.
Tile, slate. I mean, anything that you think of, it doesn't turn around.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's talk UV for just a second while those are going. So LogoJet did a great job of coming up with these charts that kind of talk about the different types of treatments that we need for our glass. So if you notice here on the glass, we have two types of material. We have display purposes, which is going to be like an award, and then also dishwash application. So what's vital to understand is if you've ever tried to UV print on glass, do UV DTF or direct to the substrate, and it came off in the dishwasher and everything, it's because we didn't properly treat the glass. So standard treatment is going to be something like your alcohol and then your your adhesion promoter. So the adhesion promoter is great, but it's not going to have that longevity for glass. So we have something called Pyrosil. Now we talked earlier about my son, Shader brought that up.
That's so cute. I saw the reel. That's so cute.
So we talked earlier about acrylic and how it has something to adhere to, right? So how do we do that with glass? So what Pyrosil does is Pyrosil creates a rough layer on top of your glass, allowing that the ink to actually have something to hold on to. What's great about the Pyrosil is that it has permanent results, so you can wash it, and you don't have to worry about it coming off. The catch with this material is that it's $600. So unless you're actually doing a ton of glass, and I think that's why a lot of people are like turned off by it, is because they either don't know about it or the price point is scary. But again, we don't want to invest in $600 worth of treatment if we're not using it for like a large project and we're making a lot of money. So we have this prepped right here. We're going to go ahead and UV this glass. I'm going to show you guys. All we used was the alcohol and the LogoJet UV adhesion promoter. If you guys go to logojet.com and go to supplies, the adhesion promoter is going to be at the top. So one thing I did before I put my glass in, I actually have this piece of construction paper down. And if you look through the glass, you can see where I just did a little print. And this is going to make sure that I line up my glass perfectly. That's what I love doing about glass also, is that you can see through it. So I can make my forms or my templates on like a construction paper on my UV printer, and I can make sure that my print is perfect every single time. All right, this is ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and press start. And then we're going to start sandblasting, I promise.
I will say people here are probably a little familiar with the LogoJet printer because we did have Sumita on not too long ago and she kind of talked about it too. So if this is ringing a bell with anybody, it should. Hopefully you were there, and if not, you can rewatch that live. It's on our YouTube still. But we did have someone asking a question. They're asking, Pyrosil?
Yeah. So if you guys go, Pyrosil is a product. So you've heard of like maybe the torch technique where you torch it. So what this is, Pyrosil, it looks like this. So what it does, it just creates a durable dishwasher proof bond. And you're gonna like basically you can buy this little kit and you torch the glass and then you follow it up with like this little like this liquid, and that's what it does. But let me give you the website. I know I have that. So the Pyrosil website is www.chemical-concepts.com. So chemical-concepts.com. It's right here.
Look
And
at
if you
so prepared.
And if you guys need it, go to logojet.com. All these files that you have here, which are amazing. So if you are a UV printer, I mean, metals, you have PVC, foam board. And what it's going to tell you is if it needs a pre-treatment, and if so, what type of pre-treatment does it need? Industrial wise too, with glass, there's something called corona and plasma. Unless you're doing like industrial type of glass, you don't need to know what that is. But it is another way to create a bond on the glass. All right, so we have that printing now. All right, and we're gonna go back in here and start blasting.
I love how you're just like setting all these little things to work and then just walking away. You're like, okay, now I'm gonna go over here and do this. That's so cool.
Because I'm crazy. All right. This is gonna be kind of loud because the compressor's on and this, so we're gonna hold questions here in a second. But let's blast. Let me see if you guys can see this. Nope, there it is. Let me make sure.
Wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, no. I don't suggest putting your face in here to sandblast, but all right. Nope, you're good. You're good. All right. So I'm wearing gloves. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm wearing gloves. You don't have to. Some of the older traditional type of machines, they require it, or you may see it for like more industrial type of grit. But with this, you really don't need it. But let's get going. All right. So the first thing we want to do is going to have a big blast. Oh. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry, 1 second. I don't let it load enough. 1 second. 1 second. Compressor turns off. We will get it going again.
That's okay.
Let's take a couple questions while this loads back up, though.
All right. Do you have any questions, Layla?
Not at the moment, but they're really impressed with your shop. So
Yeah. Everyone's very
thank
impressed
you.
with the shop.
Thank you.
John wouldn't get any actual work done in your shop, by the way. He would just be squirreling around, is what he said.
It's a playground. Well, that's almost done, but if you guys want to see our Maker Flow shelf, all the new laser head, all the boards, all the tumblers.
That packaging looks awfully familiar.
There's another box.
Hey.
All right, let's try this now. Sorry, it was prepped. All right.
I think I know the problem. I think that
There
they
it
didn't
is.
want it bad enough. We're going to need some encouraging emojis in order to get this to work, guys. Come on, let's go.
Here we go. All right. So the first thing, it's going to have an aggressive blast at the beginning. So we just shoot the back wall first because we don't want it to hit any of our glass. Okay, and once I have this steady hissing, if you will, then that's when we're going to be ready. It's really important that I have my nozzle at a 90-degree angle to the glass. And right now, when you first start sandblasting, we want to do something called just circles, just little circles, baby circles. It's kind of like the trees, you know, just little trees. But it's important that we kind of have a rhythm and making sure that we go past the line. So if I see that the line is here, I want to sandblast out here. What that's going to ensure that we have an even application of sandblast on that. And notice my right hand is staying solid and my left hand is what is moving. This is going to help me keep that 90-degree angle as I'm sandblasting. Anytime that I have like the skinnier words, I want to make sure I really go into that. But cool thing about this is whatever the width of the sandblast area is the depth that it can go. So if it is a skinnier line like this, then that is as deep as I can go with it. But if you see how like wide this is, I can go, you know, to that depth. All right, switch this out. So on this one, so this was our photo tape, and this is going to be the photoresist washout. So you're going to see like little pieces come off. This is the one that we use that gold brush on. And you're going to see it kind of flaking off. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So I always try to get that off first. And then now I'm going to go in and really start to go deep into the image. So a question that I get a lot is like, well, what if you go too far? Well, all that's going to do, because remember we're carving, it's not shattering. So all that's going to do is just put a hole in your glass. You know, a big concern is like, well, what if it just like shatters the entire glass? And it won't. It's just going to put a hole in it. So I'm kind of going a little fast. Rule of thumb also is slower is faster. If I sat here and did this, that would take forever. So I want to make sure that I have a really consistent like rhythm. Whenever I'm doing this, I'm just doing my little circles, little happy circles. And then maybe I want to go back through and make sure that my eyes are just really, okay, really deep. And then there's something called stage carving where I can actually take off some, here, I'm going to have Shader do that actually. Will you take off the film off the eyes? All right, and here's one of MakerFlow's images. This is the one that just came out of the F1 CO2, I mean, excuse me, diode.
Take this part off.
Yep, and maybe the teeth. All right, here we go. Notice there's no like film that's just like flying off, and that's because we're using that different film. This is the laser tape. I don't know about you all, but like this is literally therapeutic. I know like I have a lot of people tell me that it is watching it, but I'm telling you, when you get a huge order and you're just sitting here and just, it is, I love it. All right. All right, we'll let that compressor.
Let's see. I'm sure he will join us back in a second. But while we're waiting on that, guys, wasn't that super cool? Let's get our questions together for Josh. He's still got to be here somewhere if the screen is black, right? That's a new thing for me. Here he comes, maybe. But yeah, guys, get your questions together. And then once we're done talking with Josh, we are going to go visit John and Marc at the shop, and they will be actually showing you their wooden jigs that they have to do all kinds of decanters. So there's a lot of shenanigans coming up next. Make sure you guys stay tuned, and let's get together those questions for Josh. If you have them, I'm sure he will be coming back. And let's see. Yeah, I think he's exiting, so he can come right back. So we'll be able to drop him back in here. But I see some questions came up. That was really cool to see. I know I have questions. And I saw somebody ask about like, how are the gloves okay? And it's like literally blasting through the glass. Was that a question that popped through?
Yeah, John said that.
Yeah, a lot of good questions, guys. But yeah, let's hear your thoughts, and we'll try to get him back on shortly. I know there was a power issue earlier, so if we don't see him back in a few minutes, that might be why. Oh, there he is. Look at that. So if you'll click on that third one. Yeah, there we go. Hey, and he's back.
So sorry. I
You
had
know
to
how
get
to
that.
make an exit, you're all, no questions.
Yeah.
Well,
All
funny
right.
enough, you got a lot of questions because that was a really cool demo.
Cool. Let me show you some after results, and then let's attack it. So everyone knows this decanter. It's one of my absolute favorite. I love the texture down here, and you have this blank canvas, and I'm just like, what do we do with this? So I'll show you what I did with the Maker Flow one. So what I did is I frosted the bottom,
Uh-huh.
the lid. You can see like the depth that I got with that. We did a negative
So
space
cool.
on that to get that result. And then we also sandblasted here, and we just color filled it.
That's so
So
cool.
the potential that you can have with this. Will you go ahead and grab the UV as well, please? All right.
Yep.
Let's do some questions.
All right, Layla, what you got?
Ooh, we got a lot. Okay. So the first question we have is, which one do you think you sell more, sandblasted glass or UV printed?
So we don't UV print because we do sandblast. So to answer the question, we sell a lot more sandblast. But I really think it's what flavor you want. There is amazing results with UV printer, and one thing I love, UV laser. One thing that I love about UV laser, is that what we're talking about, lasers or UV printer? Sorry.
It says UV printed.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I do have
That's because they saw that logo jet.
yeah, I do have a UV printer. Sorry, I'm thinking laser. Because a lot of people compare sandblasting to UV lasering. Honestly, it's probably about a 50-50. We have a lot of glass orders, but we have, a lot of UV too. The great part about the UV is that it can combine with, what do you call it? With the glass. So if I wanted to UV the box and really customize it or add that as like an add-on for them, I will. Even like these are the new laserette boxes. And so these are
Yeah.
UV printed. It's super fast, super simple. And the white boxes that the decanters come in, the glasses come in, is the perfect foundation for a UV look. So to answer it, sorry, that was kind of drug out, but yeah, I would say 50-50.
Awesome. How hard would it be to change out the different grits of sand?
It's not hard. It's just time consuming. So the worst part about it is you have to get into this chamber. So there was a time that, if you see how messy it is, that was me, all my fault, because I put too much grit into it. If you put too much grit into the machine, then it doesn't function right. You're not going to have the steady stream and all the stuff that you need. So Darren, on a FaceTime call, he walked me through how to empty it out properly. So it's not hard. It's just time consuming.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. And then how do you know how deep you've blasted?
You just kind of over time, you just kind of, how do I explain it? It's a lot of feel, if you will. Like you just kind of have to kind of go with it. But you can see like this sandblasted piece. If I turn this sideways, you can't even see any depth at all, but I can feel the depth. But you'd be really, really surprised how deep you can get with glass. That's why a lot of the times, can you bring those wine bottles back, please? Whenever I'm doing wine, or also the Angel Envy, please.
I apologize.
Angel Envy too, please. But anytime that we're doing like actual whiskey bottles or wine bottles, anything, it's a lot safer than you think it is. All right, there we
The
go.
other one?
The whiskey.
Oh, the whiskey.
So here's another one that I did. You can see the texture
so
that we
cool.
put in. But I mean, this is not even, this is scratching the surface, but you see the effect that we can get with the sandblasting. And this was color filled afterwards. And again, back to this one, this is a lot deeper, but we're probably not even 50% into the bottle here, but you can feel and see, I mean, how deep we went with it, with the blasting. This is more what I would consider like a frost. So this, you can still feel it. So you have the experience, if you will, with it, but you're just not going to have like that insane depth. So with sandblasting, what I like is that you have a lot of control over the end result and what you want or what you can do with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's super cool. And what would you say the learning curve is for sandblasting?
Ooh, learning curve. Honestly, it's easy in the sense that like you pick it up, but I think the learning curve is understanding your flow. Our very first order, we did what 200 whiskey bottles last year for an event, and it took us, I mean, 2 weeks, and we were up here till like 2, 3, and the last night we were up here till almost 4 o'clock in the morning, and I took several classes from Braden up in Boulder, Colorado, and then once we really started like taking those classes, we were like, oh, wait, we can use denatured alcohol. Oh, we can use, this. Why are we using this? Or, so it's just understanding, just like anything else in the industry. I mean, my ability to laser a year ago to now is night and day difference. So, I mean, truly, just like I would encourage you to enjoy the journey and just one day at a time. Because one thing that Shader and we always say is that we don't regret going through those things, because if we didn't go through those things, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's a good point. Is like a lot of the times you learn best from your experiences, right?
Yep.
So a combination of that, I think, and finding a good amount of friends who know what they're doing a little bit that you can lean on. That's the sweet spot.
I always say mistakes are okay, and mistakes are discoveries. So,
That's right. That's
all right,
awesome.
what else? What else we got?
Okay, so how would you know when the blasting is done or when the design is finished?
Just gotta feel it, huh?
You do. So remember how we talked about, having a rhythm and going like in the same path. So if I start in the bottom right-hand corner and I like take kind of an S pattern all the way up, I just want to make sure that I do that, in the same spot. If I'm just all over the place, then we know that we have the chance to miss certain pieces. Also, we talked about going past the point. A good way to check that is afterwards. Do you see how it kind of, you see the green where it used to be? And then there's kind of brown color. So the brown color is where the sandblast has gone. So see right here, it was kind of a little weak spot that I had here because I didn't go all the way over it. So we always want to go past our image to make sure that we get that full coverage.
Awesome.
Want this one? Thank you.
Yes, please. So here's a couple glasses that we just got done sandblasting with you all.
Oh wow. That looks great.
Sorry, it's like backwards. There we go. All right. And then we went a little deeper with the ace. This is kind of fun. You can see even like with a really, really fine font, we can still get a great result.
That's awesome.
And it's funny because like from your view, you're probably like, oh, I can do that with a UV printer. UV laser, and you can. I mean, you can get great, surface level, but if you really want that depth, you have to go with sandblasting. And then
And you
Mhm.
you had something that was color filled, right?
Yes,
Do you want to bring that up to kind of show versus like the UV DTF that I just did?
sure.
Because you can kind of see, like, whoops, sorry, I lost my earpiece. But you can kind of see how that's kind of like flat. You know what I mean?
Yep, that
So, I
looks
mean,
good.
it looks good, right? But it's not quite the detail that you can get with what you're doing. So
So
this is the baby steps.
And real quick with that, so that looks fantastic. And what we would say is that would be really good for like a display piece. But if someone is going to be utilizing that whiskey bottle like I do every night, you would not want to use, I'm just joking, by the way. But you would not
Your
want
tea,
to
right?
have that. Yeah. Because your hands would be touching that over and over and over. So that would weaken that UV area. And that eventually would probably dull out or even come off. So if you want more permanent light results, you can do like she was just saying with the color fill. So this is actually, it's really like you can see the texture and feel the texture.
So cool.
But why the blue was still on the tape and after we sandblasted, we just want to kind of blow it with a little air, get all that grit out. And then I take my spray and I spray it. And when it's about 75% dry, I take it off and let the rest dry.
That's awesome. Super awesome. Okay, cool. Any other questions, Layla?
Yeah, actually, what material do you use to color fill it?
Awesome.
And then if you guys have any other last minute questions, let's get them in for Josh because we still got to go see John and Mark at that mysterious maker shop that they're hiding in right now.
There's some great sprays out there and great paints. These are just the ones I found that work for me. And I found it's a pretty consistent thing with people that do a lot of sandblasting and color fill. But you have the Montana Gold line. It's fantastic. It's super fast with drying. And the coverage is just, it's great. The other one is One Shot. And so I haven't done a lot yet, but I have a brand new, oh my gosh, airbrush. So I'm going to start airbrushing some of my things with color. So what I would do, this is more of like a cream liquid. And so I would just dilute this down, put that in my airbrush. But yeah, One Shot and Montana Gold are my two favorites.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Any other last minute questions, Layla?
Yes. One, what is your PSI setting for the sandblast? And also, are you running your products through a dishwasher before giving it to your customers?
Great questions. Can you hand me fuel? Right here. Fuel. So, real quick, what was the first one?
The PSI.
PSI. So I run my PSI. It really depends on what I'm using it for, but I keep mine in between 30 and 40 typically.
Okay.
And that's another reason why I'm getting the upgraded machine is because a PSI has to be at least on 30 in order for it to blast properly. To where with the upgraded feature, I can actually knock that down to, I think, down to 10 and still be functioning. That's going to give it more of like just kind of a glittery effect. So that's the thing that I'm really excited about this next year is getting that upgraded machine and using the PSI to create different effects, not just a blasted effect.
Okay.
The second question you were asked about the dishwasher. So the first thing that we do is we denature alcohol our glass with fuel. This is a fantastic product. This is also how we clean up our glass. But we do not dishwasher anything. We just let them know that it has been hand cleaned, but not washed.
Got it. Cool. Anything else, Layla?
Okay. I have like 3 more questions.
3 more
okay?
questions.
Love it.
So for the color fill, do you spray it then wipe?
No wiping.
Okay.
So the reason why is because what we want to do is, you blasted the image, and so it creates, a groove. And what we want to do is have a thin layer. We don't want to fill that groove back up because then we're not going to have texture and it's going to take forever to dry. So we just want to do that. A great way. Do we have anything masked? I should have done it with this one. So if you remember when this, had the blue tape still on it and we had blasted, that would be the time that I would go over and I would sit there and I would spray it real quick, let that dry about 75%, and then I would take that tape and that film and take it straight off. At that point, we would just wait until it completely dries. I like waiting a full day just so I don't mess with any of the paint, just in case there's like a pocket that's still a little wet.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, do you add anything over the Montana paint?
Oh, it depends what effect I want. So I have glitters if you know, something like that. But I also have something called, where'd it go? Oh. So the varnish by Montana Gold is fantastic. The varnish can, you can have like a matte finish or you can have a shiny finish. So with this is just the paint. I didn't do any varnish on it. But with like my black bottle, I wanted more of that matte finish. I really didn't know how, because if you just blast this out, you're gonna have kind of that raw, kind of chalky look. So I didn't want that. I wanted kind of that monochrome like look of the black on black. And so I did the matte varnish on that, why my thing was still over that. So whenever I peeled my film off of the P, that ends up shiny. This ends up being my varnish piece, which is matte.
Awesome.
Yeah.
These are really good questions.
One last question would be, what was the upgraded machine again?
Okay, so right now, which is a fantastic machine. I'm not going to dog it for a second. This is a fantastic machine. This is the 2.0 Pro. It has all the technologies that you would need to start a sandblasting business or like a section of your business. We just realized that we do so much glass that we need something that's a little more aggressive, and we're doing the 3.0 Elite. So there's I think it's called a 3.0 Pro maybe, and the only difference between that one, don't quote me, it's not a Pro. I have it right here, but it's fine. The back of it comes out. So if you're wanting to do like shower doors and stuff, to where like the shower door, the whole entire back comes off and you can sit there and sandblast right there. I don't need that. We do glassware. So the 3.0 Elite is going to be perfect for us. And then if you want to spend $100,000, you can get an automated one to where all you do is put your glass in and then the machine sandblast for you. It's wild.
Well, because I show up and I put them in there. No, I'm just kidding.
But that kind of takes the art out of it too, because I think sandblasting is truly an art. And I mean, you can get as crazy or as simple as you want with it.
That's amazing. No, that was a really cool demo. I think everybody, let's give a round of applause to Josh for showing multiple crafts that you can do with multiple different items. We learned a lot today. If you have any parting words for us, let us know. Also, remind everyone how to find you and where to find you.
Yep, or Instagram.com / Perry Design Tulsa, PERYDESIGN, Tulsa.com, or not com. What am I saying? I don't know. What is my handle? Perry Design Tulsa on Instagram. Okay, good. Good.
I was just teeing you up to talk about yourself.
Yeah. I don't do that well. But you can find me there. You can also find me on Facebook at Joshua Graggart Perry. If you go there, I do have a page. It's a little rough right now just because we've been so crazy, but we have a page for sandblasting, UV printing, and lasering. So if you want to be added to that page, just add me on Facebook, and then we can add that to this live as well.
Awesome. And you're going to be at the Laser Maker Con too, right?
I am a speaker at Laser Maker Con. And then also UV Inkfest.
There we go. So lots of places where you guys can find Josh. We might be at some of those places too. So definitely make sure you're checking all those things out, because that was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you again, Josh. We appreciate you. If you guys have questions where to find him, let us know. We will point you in that direction. Now we do have another guest quietly waiting in the wings, and I'm surprised they're waiting so quietly. So we'll see you later, Josh.
Bye, guys.
And then let's go ahead and let's see who's knocking at the door. I see a face trying really hard to get in. Let's let them in, Layla. There they are.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. We've been watching, drooling over Josh's setup over there. It's quite insane. I didn't know he has so many machines he's gatekeeping.
Yeah, when are we getting our sandblaster?
Yeah, I knew that question was gonna come up. I knew you were gonna ask. But so many cool machines, and like you, it's so
Layla
wild.
wanted me to ask.
What's up?
Layla wanted me to ask.
Oh, whatever. You're just blaming her. She barely. I can barely hear her.
Because you didn't hear her ask me to ask you. That's why. Anyways,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. Well, cool. I know that it's been quite some time here. It's almost been an hour and a half, and I really appreciate everyone being on. So, I don't know if you guys want to really quickly go over the offers and the code of the day for the live and stuff real quick. That way, if there are people that I know it's quite late, almost 9 o'clock in the East Coast, but I don't know if you want to put that up. But if you guys are, we do have some files, some free files that I made. For the event. So whether like there's one back here, the one that Josh sandblasted on his live, you'll see in the back it's on the box. So if you want those files or other files, just DM us live 18 on Instagram or Facebook, and you just go through that and you'll be able to get the free files there. So there's 4 free files. They are. I made them like for Father's Day, but after Father's Day, you can literally remove dad and put a name and put put anybody's name in there. So they're really evergreen designs, but I really made them for Father's Day. So the thing is live 18, LIVE 18. Just DM us on Facebook and Instagram, and you can get those free files for Father's Day for decanters, boxes, whiskey glasses, what have you. So Sam, do you want to go over the deal for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, when you were saying that, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking, well, what would you put there instead? I was like, oh, you could just put like you, and then you could give that to anybody. He's like, you are the best.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of that.
Hey, you. Yeah. Okay, so the deal, guys. So if you purchase anything today until midnight Arizona time, PST, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you make a purchase, when you're making your purchase, I'm going to need you to add the new decanter sample pack to your bag. If you don't remember how to get there, remember, guys, you want to go to makerflow.com, and then you're going to go to the bulk area for sales. Click on that, and then you click on sample packs. You'll see a new decanter one. Put that in your bag with your purchase, and when you put in that code live18, that decanter sample pack is going to be free. It's going to come with one of each of the decanters and 2 whiskey rock glasses, so you get to sample it all. Am I right?
Yeah, that's a lot of value. That's almost like $50 in free decanter sets. So that's the advantage of coming to the lives. So again,
over that, it was just $50 when it was only 3 decanters. Now it's like in the 60s because we added the glasses. So
yeah, wow. So yeah, that Mark's the one that makes these deals. He loves giving these deals. I kind of just go, okay, sounds good. So that's a smoking deal. So if you did plan to make a purchase today, that's a really good deal to put in the cart, add it to cart, and take it away. So if you guys have any questions on that, or if you're having any issues, we can maybe even show folks how to get there, Sam, later. But I would love to. I would love to continue because I know it has been quite late. I already see people are using the live 18 code already, so that's awesome. You guys are freaking fast. That's amazing.
No, that's why we were here.
Yeah, I waited an hour and a half for that, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, we should have probably said that a little bit earlier, but
to be fair, Danny offered to give them away right at the beginning. Like, no, let's wait a little while.
Yeah, no, well, it is important. Like, we do need to make sure we show the designs a little bit so folks actually know, like, okay, they're pretty wicked designs. So I actually have, let me see if I can flip my phone. Let's see here. I actually have, I engraved a box with all the new, with all the new designs. I wanted to show you guys. It's pretty cool. So
you posted that to your stories, huh?
Yeah, check that out. So these are all the designs that are on there. So, like the wheelbarrow one, you could really, get it, and you guys can do quite a you guys can do a lot with it.
Like the one that I did.
Oh, there you go.
Similar, but yeah.
But don't make that into a clip because we got a cease and desist for that design.
I got it from Creative Fabrica.
That's probably why. But yeah, we've gotten a cease and desist for that. So
that's okay.
But these are the designs, and they're available for you to download, and you guys can use those. You guys can sell them. You guys can display your products that way, however you guys want to do it. So, but yeah, Mark and I are actually at the laser shop here. And there's a lot of show and tell that we want to do, but I don't think we're going to take uber long time because we don't have too much time, and it's already been an hour and a half, and I don't want to put you guys to sleep. But we do have some really cool things to show you guys. So the first thing, let me show you guys one big thing that a lot of folks talk about with our boxes is that they have a hard time engraving on them. But check that out. So that's actually one of our engraved boxes. Yeah, and this is not like it's not a sticker. So this is actually laser engraved, and so this is kind of how it engraves.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I
a
will
lot of
say, we're seeing people in the chat asking or saying that they need to leave, they'll come back later, or they'll catch the rest of this later. So for anyone who either came in late or who has to leave early, don't worry. The replay is always available on YouTube. So you can watch all of this. You can still get the designs. You just won't have access to the sample pack for free after today's live. Or
Yeah.
I'm sorry, after midnight. But yeah.
So just remember, live 18 is the code. So this is one of our boxes. If you do our boxes, that's kind of what it looks like. And then if you do natural, this is kind of what the natural looks like. So if you guys are having a little bit of an issue with the boxes, which I know some folks when they're doing the boxes, sometimes they struggle with it, but this is kind of what they look like. And you just have to dial in your settings, do the grid settings. The cool thing about the boxes is that you don't really need a lot of power. What you need is a tight line, LPC, LPI, and you need to go fast and not as much power. And so this is kind of what it'll look like. Now, something that Mark and I have figured out, and I know I'm spending a lot on boxes, but we actually are going to be coming out with new boxes, and check this out. And we kind of solved the problem, and they are a lot more consistent. So these are going to be coming out in about a month and a half, and we're super excited about them. And so we're hoping that you guys have a much easier time engraving the boxes. So, but anyways, this is about decanters. So let's get back on glassware. I did want to do some show and tell. So I have Mark over here, and Mark, let's show them what you got.
So while we were, watching Josh with his awesome tactics on, sandblasting, we were playing around with the rub and buff. So we showed off the rub and buff last week with the jewelry, but we were using the gold and the silver to do it with glassware. So I just want to show you the 3 different options. So if you engrave glass just by itself, that's kind of what you get. This is just the straight CO2 laser on the MakerFlow whiskey decanter. Okay. That's how it looks. Now we put a little black felt in there just for the contrast so you can see it better. Now, the first one I did is I added the gold rub and buff. So let's show you how that looks. So check that out.
Really neat.
See how much more premium that looks and the vibrancy of the colors. Now, I would keep in mind it depends what color liquor or liquid that you're putting in here, because if you're putting a brown liquid in there, maybe you don't want to use the gold one. Maybe you want to use this other one. So here is the silver. So there's the silver. It looks very similar to just the natural CO2 laser, but it just gives it a little bit more of a brightness when you use the silver rub and buff.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
Again, there's the regular one. There's the silver one, regular one, and then the gold one. So this is really easy to apply. I did notice when I was playing with it that time is of the essence. So you have to do it a bit quickly. You rub it on there real quick, and then you kind of take a clean part of your cloth and you try to rub off the excess as quickly as possible. And that's where I had the best success when using the rub and buff.
Yeah. So if you don't have a sandblaster, or if it's not in your budget, a really good option here is to you can laser engrave with the CO2 laser, and you can rub and buff it, or what Sam is doing, which is using UV DTF. The only problem with UV DTF is it's not the most permanent, but it's pretty darn good. They've made the UV DTF stuff very good. So as long as you clean the surfaces, it looks like what Sam is doing. So Sam, how long did that take you, and what's your process?
I did it right now, just kind of on cam, and I think maybe 2 minutes, if that. But all I did was I took this rubbing alcohol first, and I sprayed a little bit of this over the glass. That way it was nice and clean. Although I did just get it out of the box. I wanted to make sure there was not fingerprints, anything like that. Because if there is a fingerprint and then you lay this on there, you're probably still going to see it behind the glass. So you want to make sure you clean this first and then lay down your decal. But now that that's done, I actually have 2 little ones to go on the whiskey glasses, so that I'll probably have a full set completed in 3.5 minutes.
Wow. That's impressive. Now, guys, these are obviously like workarounds to what Josh was doing. I saw a few questions come in about the quality of sandblasting. When you actually see something sandblasted, it is like a different quality and elegance. And with the laser, it's very difficult to essentially go that deep because it's cracking the glass. So if you go that hard on a laser, it is very possible that the glass will break. So you have to really you have to be very careful when you're lasering. You cannot go as deep as you may be able to with sandblasting. So there are differences when it comes to the two, and this is why sandblasting has a much higher premiumness and has a much higher retail price than lasering might.
Yeah, and I
So
mean that makes sense too. Even like watching him, I was like, well, how do you know how far is too far? And it's really like you can't go too far. Is kind of what he said. Like worst case scenario, you're gonna make a hole.
yeah. So Sam, I know you're doing your triangle, and I love that you're doing it in the packaging. But I'm gonna have Mark showcase real quick how the decanters. Each decanter comes in a box. So you get this white box, and go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, and the topper is already in the box, separated by a little bit of foam. So if you do have to ship these, the decanter itself is already protected if you're shipping these to your customers. And then it just simply fits right inside the foam, right inside the box like that. And then there's a top piece for the foam. You can simply just put the top piece on. And then this is what we like to call our pizza box. And this just simply closes up like this. And then it has the flaps to secure it closed. And then it has this little flap here to close it completely. So there you go. There's the presentation of the decanter box. And all three sizes come in this type of box. So if you order the rectangle box, it'll come in this one. And then the triangle decanter will come in this more of a square shape box.
And what about the glasses?
And then the glasses also come in a box as well. So each whiskey glass is individually boxed, which is great. Great for storage, great for shipping, great for presentation. And each glass comes in its own box. So basically, this is the entire sample set right here that you guys will get for free with any order for tonight. Just use the promo code LIVE18 and you'll basically get the 2 glasses and one of each of the size decanters completely free. It's over $60 in value and the promo code is LIVE18.
And Mark, to use that, they do need to put the sample pack in their bag as well, right?
Yes, so they need to add the sample pack and then they have to purchase something. So with any purchase, you'll get that for free.
So I'll give you a little insider tip, and they might be mad at me for this later on, but you could even purchase an apron, if I'm not incorrect, and you could get this whole sample set. Now, I will tell you, it's a trap, because once you get this full sample set, you're definitely going to need to get more. So once you've tried it out for free, we know you're going to be coming back to grab more, because not only do we have this, but we also have, foam inserts. We got the boxes for it, everything you need, really.
Cool. Well, now you guys have that. We're gonna do a little show and tell with our lasers. So let me talk a little bit about lasers. So if you have a diode laser, or if you have a laser that like your F1 or the Ultra, the frequencies on those are different for glass. So it's very difficult to engrave glass with those unless you have some kind of marking spray, something black. And so it makes it very difficult. But what we have is a CO2 laser. And CO2 laser is pretty good with glass, especially if you get your settings right. But it's not as good as sandblasting. So what's going on here is I'm showing you guys our Adobe Illustrator. And what we have done is we've actually made a jig that fits glassware. So if you notice, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this fits 28 glasses.
Jeez.
Sam, can you okay. So it fits 28 glasses at one time. And it's really cool because what we can do is we can actually set the glasses flat. And so at one time we can engrave 28 glasses, which is so cool. So unlike round glasses that you have to put on your rotary, you can literally engrave these flat, and we're gonna do one. So what Mark is doing is he grabbed the whiskey decanter, the file that we have, and what he's done. You want to talk about it real quick?
Yeah. When Sam's done with the plastic. What I wanted to show you guys is what we do on when we're engraving glass with a CO2. is we like to grayscale that artwork. And when I say grayscale, I'm talking about changing the color of the text to 125 RGB all the way down. So on the red, 125, on the G for green, 125, and then the blue, 125. So when you grayscale the artwork, when it comes to the laser and glass, it really separates those pixels out, and it doesn't provide as much density to the graphics. So as you can see here, this one is in black, and then this one we've actually grayscaled. So we're going to engrave the grayscaled one. Cool. Set her up. All right. So as you can see, we hit print already. So this is going to go to our print screen where you can see all of, what did you say, 28?
28.
So 28 can be printed at one time on this machine. But we're just going to print the first one in the first slot right there, okay? So let's see what happens.
Well, what do you think, guys? Go ahead and let us know. Let us know if we have questions, comments. I know it's super cool to see the whole process, but we would love to hear from you guys if you have any questions on that.
I see many people talking about how great the packaging is. We also have a couple people commenting that the code isn't currently working.
Okay. For the people who are saying that the code isn't working, did you put the decanter sample pack in your bag first? Let me know. And then while you guys are letting me know, I'm going to try it on my phone too real quick. Okay. And any other questions for Mark and John while that's... Oh, we got a few of the codes not working. Uh-oh. Let's see. And if it... Can we switch to the main cam too for me, please? All right. So guys, we're going to try it out. So we're on makerflow.com right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to go over to where it has the sample packs, which is going to be in the wholesale pricing section. So I went to wholesale pricing. This should load up. Then we're going to go down to where it says sample packs. And let's see. Save on supplies. Let's see. Bear with me one moment. Sample. Okay. So I am looking for the sample pack now, and there it is. So I found my decanter glass sample pack. So let's add that to the bag. Add to cart. And then I'm going to add one other item. I'm going to add the apron like I was telling you guys to do. And let's see. Apron. Okay. Add to bag. Perfect. Okay. So now I have them both in my cart. So I'm going to go to view cart. All right. So again, I've got the one item I'm purchasing and I've got that sample set. So make sure that that is all in your bag, the item you're purchasing plus your sample set. And then let's go ahead and enter the code live 18, all one word. And let's see, so live 18. Then we'll click apply code. And all please work. Yeah. So it took it right off for me, guys. So if you could make sure that you have one item in there that you're going to pay for and then add the sample pack and then add your code. So see how it did everything for me? Live 18. So let me know if that is working. It doesn't need to be all caps. I just typed it in lowercase and then it auto-corrected to caps. I want to say our system is not type sensitive for that. So give it a try, guys. Let me know. I got some at work now. Awesome. Cool. All right, guys. So tell me what you're doing over there, John and Mark.
All right, so I got the glass done here. I don't know if you guys saw, but and I cleaned it off. So this is what it looks like engraved. And the crazy part is we have the settings down so pat that the flaking, like, it doesn't flake. So unlike a diode laser, there's nothing to flake off. So it really depends on what the quality of the glass is. And we have the glass to the quality where it's for laser engraving. So if you have a CO2 laser, and the one we are currently using, it's 150 watts, but it's a dual laser. And so what that does is we can actually use only 75 watts. So it's really awesome that we can use 75 watts, and we can get it to do this. So if you have like a 55 watt, 45 watt, what have you, you just need to do your settings right. You just got to fix your settings. You got to play with it a little bit. Another great way to make sure that you don't get a lot of flaking is just use soapy water on the laser on the glass, and you can that kind of eliminates the heat from microfracturing too much. So there's a lot you can do there. So yeah, there's a lot of tips and tricks with this.
Want to color?
Yeah, you want to color in front of them?
Yeah.
All right, let's
So,
do some rubbing.
You guys good to use the gold? You good with that, Sam?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to take a little bit and just dab it on there in certain spots. And like you said the other day, a little bit goes a long ways. So I'm just dabbing little parts of it there. You close that up. And then I'm just taking one of those blue, shop towels,
Hmm.
and I'm just going to circle that in.
It's funny that the circles are coming back. Josh was just talking about that, 2 little circles.
Maybe that's what I was subconsciously thinking about that. And so now that I've got it everywhere, now I'm just going to kind of take a clean part of my rag and just start wiping it away.
That's so crazy.
Looks great.
Look at that. That's awesome. And that didn't even take that long. How long was the engraving? The engraving was 2.5 minutes, and the only reason it was that much is because it was so tall. But look at that. How wicked is that? If you have a process in your shop and the engraving is not so crazy, you can easily do this. So now you have a way to, more permanently include, coloring in your guys' laser engraving. And
then
yeah, go ahead.
we got a couple questions.
Sure.
We have people asking how they get the files. So to get these files, guys, you just have to DM us on Instagram or Facebook, live18, all one word. And that's at any time. So even if it's, you're watching this replay later on and you still want the files, that should still work out for you. What's cool too is we've also been adding these files to the actual product categories. So I'm sure later on when you go to decanters or the glassware, maybe the sample set, you're going to see these files there as well. So there's a lot of places where you can find these. And then someone else was asking, what kind of laser did you guys use? Was it CO2 or diode?
It's going to be CO2 because a diode, you won't be able to directly engrave on glass because of the frequency that a diode runs at. And so this one, we use the CO2.
Awesome. And then they want to know, what's the dry time for that rub and buff?
It's pretty quick. Mark just did it live. I mean, he rubbed it in and he buffed it out within, I would say, 20, 30 seconds. So you can't let it sit there. I've made that mistake. The rub and buff does dry pretty quickly.
Yeah, about 5 to 10 minutes, but it fully cures in about 12 hours.
Yeah, so you don't want to put it under water and stuff. And it's pretty solid. It stays on there pretty good. But over time, any kind of paint will, off glass especially, will come off. But this is pretty damn solid. So, yeah, it's pretty good. As far as the file for the jig, believe it or not, this is a jig that I made like 12 years ago or 10 years ago. And the only reason I don't give the file for the jig for this one is because each decanter is a little bit it's a little bit different. So I'm afraid and so the jig out. And I think the cooler jig is actually this one, which is for the glasses. So I actually made it where it's kind of raised, and it actually makes the glass flat on here, so you guys don't have to use a rotary. So these jigs are pretty heavy duty, but maybe down the road, once I know how to really explain it, and put it out there, we can include these jigs because they do take a little bit to put together.
Let's talk about the jig on the square decanter.
Yeah, so this is what the square decanter jig looks like. So we have the jig set up like this, and we try to maximize the space on the decanters as much as possible. So you guys will notice Can you hear me?
Sometimes you're cutting out a little bit.
Okay. So here's the jig for that. And we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 20 decanters at a time. So it's pretty cool. And the decanters just sit like that. So we can do quite a few at a time. So yeah, maybe one of these days when I get around to it, we can kind of put the jigs out there. But it does take a little bit of finessing and eyeballing it into space and things like that. So just got to kind of watch out for that.
So we did have a question come in. Someone said,
Yeah.
I have an F2. Does that mean I can't engrave on the glass? No, that does not mean that. It just means you need to work a little harder. So you've got to mask it first before you can engrave on the glass. But yeah, you should still be able to get some results out of your F2. I've seen some really cool stuff because we had the F2 Ultra, I want to say. The new one, I've seen Ashley from Chip Builds do some cool stuff on there too with glass. So it just depends what machine you have. But if it's a diode, even the F1 can do it, So we saw Perry doing his with the F1. You can do that as long as you mask it. It's just a matter of refining your settings. But yeah, hopefully that helped, guys.
Cool. Here's another little show and tell. This one was one of the most difficult jigs that we had to make because it's such a small area, but this is another jig that we made. And this one actually has a little left side wall and a right side wall. And each decanter goes in here and sits in here. So we can actually do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decanters at one time for the triangle. And we get it pretty close to center on the decanter. So it's another pretty cool jig that we have. So we actually have quite a few jigs. If you have a shop, this is kind of how we keep jigs. Not sure how you guys do it, but these are all our jigs that we make. And we keep the jigs like this. So just to try to keep it organized, but it's still not organized. So we need to do a little bit of a better job. But if anyone has a better way of doing it, let us know. DM us because I would love to know. But this is kind of how we store our jigs. Not sure if you guys make jigs or not, but we have tons of them. All kinds of weird stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was kind of a long live. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM us. Again, live 18, and you guys can get the decanters and the decanter set, for free with purchase. And then make sure you go back and get the files. Just DM us live 18, and we have the free files and stuff that you guys can get for Father's Day, this is one of them. So, and make sure when you go and get decanters that you're getting the boxes. The other thing we didn't even, that Sam was showing, we do have the foams and the sets that you can get that you can put the square decanter in. So make sure you're checking that out as well. And so make sure you're getting the set. It should be pretty popular. It always is actually for Father's Day. It's a really, really hot item. But the cooler thing about these sets is it's always an evergreen product that works even after that for executive gifts, for birthdays, for anything that you might need for dad. I think somebody even made it for rainwater capture. So you can do all kinds of cool things with it. So yeah, we're super excited for you guys to try this out. I'm seeing so many orders come through. And so that's incredible. I really appreciate that, guys. And then just one last view. Here are the designs. If you DM us live 18, these are the designs you guys are going to get. We also have some MSRP pricing on there if you guys are confused about how to price things, because this is a bit of a premium product. And so if you hit live 18, if you DM us on Instagram or Facebook, we go over the MSRP prices. You get access to the files. You can download the files, and hopefully it'll get you some extra sales for Father's Day.
Awesome.
So,
that's a lot,
yeah.
guys. So just to recap, until midnight tonight, so 4/28, the day that you're watching this live with us now, we're going to be able to do that free sample set for you. So remember, you got to put the decanter sample set in your bag, and then you got to put in the one item you're going to purchase or several others. It's up to you. And then throw in that code live18 at checkout to make that free. And then take it one step further, DM us live18, and you'll get those files John's showing off right now. And a little bit more information too, because we'll send you some questions, and if you answer them, we're going to talk to you. So
yeah, and we would love to also know, we've been doing a lot of these lives, and we're doing the best we can to make sure to bring you guys with a lot of information, with resources. We're bringing in different industry experts, and even if people might not be experts. We definitely want to bring folks that, you know, we can all relate to. We don't want to bring the biggest and baddest people, but we want to bring people that, you know, are running into the same problems as we might be. So if you guys know anybody, if you guys have a specific topic, do let us know. We would love to keep things interesting. We'd love to keep things educational, and we want to make sure that you're trying different products so you can go out there and compete the best we can. So make sure you're in contact either with Sam, with Danny, with Layla, with myself and Mark. We have our John and Marc Instagram account that you can always reach out to. John and Mark are the only ones that are in that account, which is me and Mark, and we're the ones that are actually responding on that account. So make sure you're there. So we get a little bit of freedom on that account. So we do crazy things. So
They do what they want.
yeah, we do. I know Joe's asking if there's any mystery things you want to reveal, and honestly, just be on the John and Marc account. There's some insane things coming today. I think we were in a meeting with Kate today, and we showed her some of the things, and she had like a million questions, and we ran 30 minutes over in the meeting. So there's a lot of crazy things that we're gonna be coming up with in the next 4 months. Make sure you're following us there. If you want to make an impact on your business, if you want to grow your business, Mark and I are about to do some wild things. So make sure you're following us, and there's going to be some awesome offers in the next 4 months on how you'll be able to grow your business. So yeah, just keep in tune, keep in check, and I will take bribes for information to happen early on. The price is $5,000. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Can I
kidding.
just say, I threw that tidbit of information out at the very beginning of this live. So if Joe stayed till the very end to ask you for more information, that's all you're going to give him? Really? Wow.
Yeah, to follow us, because I'll give the information eventually. I showed you guys the box. I was not supposed to show you the box, but the box is getting a massive upgrade, and I didn't even tell like that. And I showed you guys the example. That's a big one. But yeah, there are some things I can't talk about because some might be proprietary. Others, there's just some things that we have to wait for. So, and we're waiting too. So yeah, we'll
You look like you
follow
wanna
us and
talk.
you'll see it. You'll see it first on the John and Marc account. So
They're all push him. All right, guys. So you're going to have to keep pushing on the John and Marc account, apparently, because all lips are sealed here. I think it's probably because Mark's behind him somewhere in the building. I bet you that's why he's not talking right now. But if you DM him on the John and Marc account, it's probably going to be him.
maybe.
But no, thank you guys so much for showing everything. I know everybody was really excited about the jigs and seeing like a really like how production wise, how that gets done, right? Because usually we're doing things smaller scale here. Like we're showing you little machines, little handheld guys, little kind of pick it up, carry it around. That is definitely not a machine you would carry around, but it is effective.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I hope you guys get the free designs. I hope you guys get the deal. It's a smoking deal. And Sam gave you guys an awesome she gave you guys an awesome little tidbit. So we won't change that. So, you know, you have till tonight to grab a hold of that. Even if you like that alone right there, if you just sell it at retail, it'll pay for so many. It'll pay for like one or two more MakerFlow orders. I hope you guys enjoyed again.
With it.
Yeah. Well, unless you're like Josh, you might just fill it with alcohol for his nightly nightcap. But anyways, we'll call it a night. I really appreciate everything. I really appreciate Sam and Layla in the back over there, who was moderating. They stayed late for us. We ran a little bit over, and I appreciate everyone that stayed as well. If you're rewatching this, hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sorry you missed out on any deals. So join us on the next live.
That's right. Catch us on the next live. All right. Bye, guys.
Awesome. See ya.